Alright, round 4 has begun, and let's just check in on something I noticed here. If we go down to, I believe it was in the 50s, Rainbow Slushy, our round 1 opponent, who said he would go 3-1 and we would go 1-2 drop, ended up losing again in round 2 and dropped out. So he went 0-2 drop. So that just feels great after he rage quit and started insulting my playing skill and the deck. And our opponent is, according to Goldfish, has been recently playing Delver Fiend. So I'm not quite sure how this matchup will go, but I do have 2 fogs, and I have a hijacker on my computer, as you can tell, but Muldrifter as well. Muldrifter isn't played in that many of these builds. So Firebolt, Lightning Bolt, Flame Slash, so a lot of removal in his build, and he is not running the creature protection spells, the Blessing, so we'll keep, hopefully, the net will survive, but with the amount of removal that we just saw in his build, it is unlikely. So we draw another forest, and hopefully that will be the last forest we draw this game. And he plays a Fiend. So I could Rancor an attack. I like that, Rancor an attack. Always yes, always yield. Sure, why not? Play a Ranger, which will untap the Nettle Sentinel and pass. So this guy doesn't try and go the unblockable route by making his guy protection from green or just unblockable or shadow. He tries to make his Fiend unblockable by killing all your guys. Evidently it's working out for him because we are both 3-0. Lightning Bolt, Firebolt, Flame Slash. So he does have Flaring Pain, which might bring him to, against Fog. Flame slash the Nettle Sentinel. I don't think he runs the double strike spell either. I did not see that. Does run 3 electricities in the sideboard and 2 electrostatic bolts, which will likely be coming in. I'm not sure whether or not he will be bringing in the flaring pain, assuming he will bring in fog. He attacks. I will 2-for-1 myself here. I'll play this guy, and now I kind of play the Nettle Tunnel or the Rancor here. Or I could leave up Finds of the Basswood. My opponent has 4 cards in hand, does not run counters, and is at 16. Knows we have Rancor in hand. I want to play the Nettle Sentinel. I'm not sure this is right. The right play might be keeping up Vines of the Basswood. Clear Dane, likely into some removal or a Killing Fiend. A removal. So there went a Flame Slash. He chose the Nettle Sentinel. And a Lightning Bolt. So you draw another creature. I don't know why this doesn't work. There's so much lag that it slows everything down. My opponent does only have 2 cards in hand, but I would not be surprised at all if he treasure cruises here. Or Drifter. Deep Analysis, okay. Deep Analysis, looking for a burn spell. Firebolt, the one I was hoping you would not get because you can flash it back. I will use Divines of the Basswood to allow me to get an attack in next turn. And we draw a Forest, which is completely useless. Now our opponent has Firebolt and Deep Analysis in their back ones. Alright, he does run 4 Preordained, so that makes it understandable that he would also run Searing Visions. Cyclops. He's holding up potentially a Lightning Bolt. So do I want to attack into this? He has Firebolt. And if I attack into this, and he blocks, I can Mutagenic Growth and he can Firebolt in response, and I will get 2 for 1 there. If I wait until his turn, he might try and firebolt my guy, and I can mutagenic growth it. And he has 2 cards left in hand, but he also has Deep Analysis, which he can use to draw another 2 cards. This is a very tricky decision here. Another worry is obviously the Treasure Cruise. He runs 3 of those. Muldrifter is also a good card. I feel like attacking and just trying to be an aggro deck is the best decision here. And let's see if he has Lightning Bolt. Looks like he does. Oh, that's a pretty big blowout. I think I'll side in my Relic of Progenitus because he has so many cards with Flashback and Treasure Cruise. The hardest thing is deciding on what cards to side out. And it's pretty obvious I'm going to lose this game. Delver does not flip. Probably going to see a Treasure Cruise here because I'm actually surprised he hasn't Treasure Cruise yet. And with a Preordain, 3 Treasure Cruises in the deck. And as far as he's gone, he's got to be hitting one soon. I think I have to block here. And now he has another Cyclops. He has Firebolts at the ready. Let's see, Volt Scourge just gets Firebolted and takes me down to 9 to cast it. He Firebolts it. He gets +3. Each of these swing for a total of 8. plus this is 9, assuming it doesn't flip, which means I cannot win. Alright, fog, relic. What should I take out? He has so much removal, but life gain is useful. Really makes me curious on the Vault skill. He also runs Electrickery that is going to be bringing Rose in. So Electrickeries and Electrostatic Bolt with potentially the Flaring Pain. The only question is, what do I want to take out? I have to take out 3 cards. So I take out Mirboa. The regeneration this seems so useful against his deck. I think I want to take out the Groundswell. That might be a mistake because we are on the play, so we might want to be as aggressive as possible. But I want as many creatures as possible, so I'll even keep in the Vault Scourge. And keep. Alright, 2 Young Wolves seems like it will go up well against a lot of his removal. I have the Relic there to make him exile Firebolts and make casting Treasure Cruise difficult. Rancor, and attack. This is really annoying when this computer program just doesn't work. No blocks, he's at 10. Play a young wolf. Play a relic. Start keeping his graveyard low. Seat of the Cyanide. He also played the Great Furnace, I believe. Maybe I should have brought in some art destruction to target him and don't freeze. This is just not fun. This program isn't even ready to be released, and this is what we have and have had for months. Probably going to do some cantrip, serum visions. Sure. Alright, does not attack. I will attack with just this guy and save a young wolf back to block. What happens if a mutagenic growth here to save my guy? I will just go for killing his Fiend. So now what do I want to do? I think I want to make this guy extra large. I didn't see any bounce anywhere on his list. He will respond now with a lightning bolt or an electrostatic bolt. Electrostatic bolt, and I will respond with another one. Alright, this game is looking very good. Alright, on to game 3. We did bring in the electrostatic bolt. Most likely brought in the Electro 3s. 2 Great Furnace, 2 Seed of the Cyanide. Probably not worth bringing in Gleeful Sabotage, especially on the draw. The only other question is if we're going up against 4 Delver and a Muldrifter, should I bring in the Scattershot Archers? I don't want the Volt Scourge because he has so much removal, it's going to cost me 2 extra life to cast him, and that's not worth it. So I'll bring in 2 Scattershot Archers. And now, anything I would want to take out for a Groundswell. I will keep it like this, I think. The only thing is if I really want the Relic in, but it cycles, so it would only, at worst, it's a 2 mana cycle card. And no on the Gleeful Sabotage. If he ends up wins, bring in. Alright, so this is Game 3, Round 4, the last game of this tournament. And this will determine whether I win 6 packs or 11, so... Really interesting hand. I guess I keep. 3 lands is more than really we want to draw, but if I can get 1 Pit Skulk to hit, which I probably can. Oh, more lands. Lands is not what this deck wants to draw. Doesn't flip. I just don't want to see Mountain followed by Burn Spell, or Great Furnace followed by Burn Spell. Mountain followed by Burn Spell. He probably has multiple burn spells in his hand and he's deciding which one to cast. I'm worried one of them might be Electrickery, and these Pit Skulks will not do well against Electrickery. Anything but a land, and another land. Well, at least Delver hasn't been flipping, so we have that going for us. He attacks into our Pit Skulk. I don't want to block. I need to get that guy to connect so my other Pit Skulk can activate its Bloodthirst. But we are likely going to lose this anyways. Rancor. After drawing this many lands, 5 lands by turn 3, this game is probably already lost. Flipped and reveals Firebolt. That is not what we wanted to see. Well, at least his turn 1 Delver took until turn 4 to flip. He does not cast Firebolt, and just swings with the insect. Makes me think he is holding up lightning. Oh, he casts another Cyclops. Mutagenic Growth. Now what does that do here? I can Mutagenic Growth my Pit Skulk and use it to block one of his Cyclopses. And that can also be done after he Firebolts me, because he has to cast something to allow him to open up casting these, which will probably be a Firebolt. Now let's see, if I were just to attack him with both things, he could Firebolt me, bring me down to 13, and swing for 8, 9, 10, 11. So all he would need would be another Firebolt or a Lightning Bolt at me. Now I can swing for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I could only get him down to 6 here. I could in fact hold both my creatures back to block his Cyclopses, but I think I need to be the aggressor. Do I want to cast Lines of the Vastwood now? I think I do not, because when he Firebolts, he might have a Lightning Bolt to go with it. And I might want to respond with Lines of the Vastwood. So he's at 14, and I've drawn 5 land, which is horrendous. So now he gets to make his Cyclopses huge. Really wish I had Fog in my hand. So he has 17 power on his side of the table right now. He is Firebolting me. Which means I lose to that. Alright. See if he makes any misclicks here. He attacks with everyone. I will concede. Alright, drew way too many lands, did not draw the Fog I needed. I suppose I could have held back my other guy to block. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, we're 4 draws away from the fog. And if we do that, potential for winning was certainly there because he had 1 card left in hand and Firebolts and Faithless Looting to pump his guys, but Firebolt takes 5 mana to flash back, and Faithless Looting takes 3, so it's mana intensive. Alright, so we went 3 and 1. We'll get 6 packs, which is, it's not 11, but it's better than 0. It's better than what Rainbow Slushy's getting. And thanks for watching.